Good evening, everybody. Hang on. I got to turn the lights on. I knew something wasn't right. There we go. Now we have light. Good evening, everybody. I'm Diana. Welcome to Wednesday Workshop with Build A Quilt. I'm so happy to be with you this evening. I have so much to show you. I have been a busy quilter the last couple of weeks, and I've got lots of cool things to tell you about this evening. But if you are just checking in with us, please introduce yourself in the comments so I can say hello to you. I love to know where everybody's from and who's checking in with us. The weather sure has changed. We'll give you a couple minutes to pop in and introduce yourselves. The weather sure has changed. We had beautiful, like autumn level weather the last week and a half. Today we're back up into the mid 80s and we're heading towards 90 at the end of the week. That's ridiculous. Can I just say it? It's ridiculous. I mean, I know there's like a whole nother week and a few days for technical summer, but it's ridiculous to think we're going to have 90-degree weather again. I'm so sad, but I hope that it turns. So the Old Farmer's Almanac says we're going to have a very mild winter, warm, no snow. But the regular Farmer's Almanac says it's going to be wetter and snowier and windier. So I don't know. Hey, Sue, how are you? Our dear friend Sue is here. So glad to have you with us this evening, all the way from Indiana, which is literally, Sue, we should do a meetup because I'm only 16 miles from the Indiana border. And I bet you don't live on the border, but we're not that far away. And our good friend Ruth is here. Good evening, Ruth. So glad that you could be with us, my dear. Thrilled to have you with us this evening, all the way from lovely, lovely Washington State, which, I love. It's my home. My other home was my home for a couple decades. Love it out there. I miss it. I actually really miss it. Illinois is the home of my birth. Washington is the home of my heart. And I really miss Washington. But, that's the way it is. You move around in life. It's called the journey of life for a reason, right? All righty. So while we're waiting for some other folks to pop in and introduce themselves, I have some things to show you guys, some things. So we've just started the quilt along in Quilt Lab, right? So I was telling them about you need to get some little containers or something to organize your pieces. And I've been using these old little baskets from Dollar Tree that I've had for years. And they're starting to break and pop apart. And I keep cutting myself. Oh, speaking of cutting, I sliced my finger tonight while making dinner. No stitches, thankfully. Yes, Sue, that would be fun, my friend. It would be great fun. And so, what was it, Friday night? Yes, Friday night. So Friday late afternoon when Dave got home, we were able to go get our COVID jabs because I'm required to get one for my iron infusions that I get because I have to get them at a cancer center. And those folks there are really ill. So they don't want anyone bringing germs that are preventable kind of in. It's not 100%, but it's better than nothing. So we had to go get those. And then we went to IKEA. We drove 2 hours to IKEA. It was a crazy Friday night. But what I found there was really cool. This product is called the Nojig. Nojig, Nojig. So I put jig on the end. I don't know. But there's 4 different sizes. There's a little square one, which I didn't get because I really didn't need it. But there's this one. You want to know how much? Want to know? This one was 29 cents a piece. 29 cents. And they're good. They're good and tough. These are going to last me a long time. And they don't have the little basket weave on them, so I'm not going to always be cutting myself. And then this one is the medium one, 39 cents. Is that right? No, sorry. The small one is 39 cents. That little square one that I didn't get was 29. This one is 39 cents. This one is 49 cents. This one is perfect. If you're going to be doing the mini basics, if you're going to be doing some mini quilts, this is a great one. You can put all your little pieces in here. This one is a nice one. I like that size a lot. And then this big one here, 99 cents. So I got 7 of each of them. I just stocked up. I could have got more. Dave's like, why 7? I said, I don't know. My lucky number. I don't know. But anyway, they're really nice. They're only in this color. Sorry, no pretty colors. But they're good. They're going to last for a really long time. They're good and tough. So I like those. I thought I'd share that with you. I did check their website. So if you don't like live by an IKEA, they do have they're on their website, the Nojig, Nojig. Look that up and you'll find them. Oh, our good friend Kathy is with us. Hi, Kathy. So good to have you with us this evening, my dear. Kathy was the winner of our Inspiration Challenge recently. So we'll give you another hand, Kathy. So glad that you're with us tonight. Now, speaking of organizational things in pretty colors, look what I found at the local Lowe's. They have these in lots of colors too, but they actually made something in my color. It is my perfect color. And not only did I get this one, I'll show you some more about it. Dave got me, they weren't expensive. I think they were like $17, $19 a piece. He got me this one too. This one has 3 drawers and this little shelf. Now, these two are made to be stacked on one another, but I keep this one in one part of the room, and then I keep this one over by my cutting area. So he got me both of them. Now look at this. So this one actually has a lid and 2 drawers in it. I loved it. So they have them, just in case you're wondering. They have them in a pink with a camouflage, a regular camouflage. So if you're into camo, they got you covered. They've got a solid pink. They have the solid deep royal blue, which I already had those. I gave those to Dave to use in his garage because he needs a place for some small little bits and things. So he took those off my hands for me. And then they have a really sour apple green color that I love. Is kind of, I call it the green girl green. It's a beautiful color. They had black and white, I think, too. And then they had a super pretty soft lavender color. So if you're a purple person, they got you covered. So I think pretty much and I think there might have been a red one, but they had tons of colors. And so I saw them and I thought, oh, these are all cute, all the nice colors, blah, blah, blah. And then I looked around the corner and those were sitting there. Oh, I was so happy. I was like, Dave's like, I'll carry him for him. I'm like, no, I'll carry him. It was like I didn't want somebody to accidentally take them or get them lost or something. Anyway, I love them. They're great for organization for small things. That one has a deep drawer, which is perfect for your thread spools. One level, I keep my scissors and things in there. They're really great. And if you want a tall stack, you can stack the 2 of them together. So, and like I said, they weren't expensive. So I thought I would share that with you guys while we're getting started tonight. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. Please don't be shy. Pop your name in the comments so we can say hello to you. Now, I'm going to tell you up front, we've got a lot to go through tonight. Is there a problem if I have to go over a couple of minutes? Let me know in the comments. If you're like, absolutely not, I got to be done and out of here by 7, just let me know. I'm going to try to do it, but there's a lot to do tonight, lots and lots. So while you're all still kind of settling in, get your favorite beverage. I didn't bring my water or my coffee with me tonight. What's wrong with me? Oh, it's because I sent Dave on an errand for me. He's having a book that I use as a workbook, spiral bound, at the local copy shop. Thanks, Kathy. I'm glad to know that it's not a problem. Thank you so much. If it is, you can say 2 and you can finish watching tomorrow. No, I think it'll be okay. Thanks, Ruth. Thanks so much. We're going to try to get through tonight. All righty. I got something to share with you guys. Now, I know not everyone is Tula Pink crazy like I am. I realize that. But you have to admit, she's a pretty good artist. So if you don't know, they are celebrating her 20th anniversary at the National Quilt Museum in Paducah from April 3rd of 2026 to September 15th of 2026. Oh, I did that wrong. That should be a 6, not a 5. So she put out a couple of weeks ago a little bitty clip that said she was choosing her quilts for this exhibition. And I thought, oh, really? Well, I'm a member of the National Quilt Museum. I didn't know about this. So I got on the website the very next morning and found this out. It is a celebration of her 20 years as a designer. It's hard to believe that she's been at this for 20 years, but she's got an awful lot of beautiful collections out there. And so when I told Dave, are you ready for this? He's taking me on my birthday in April. Yay! If I called the museum, I wanted to find out, do you have to buy a ticket? Is this something special? What's going on here? This exhibition is part of the normal exhibitions in the museum. So if you buy a general admission, you get to see everything in the museum, including the Tula exhibition. If you are a member of the museum or a friend, I think they call that a friend, then you get in for free and you'll get to see everything, including Tula. However, if you go on a Thursday, Wednesday and a Thursday, and you want a guided tour, you can purchase a $10 ticket and have a guided tour. The guided tours start at 11 a.m. That's the time frame. It may change if they start getting swamped with visitors, which I'm suspecting, like I already know 3 people in the UK that are buying plane tickets to come over for this, believe it or not. Yeah. So if they start getting swamped, the young woman I spoke to said they might add additional tours, guided tours, if you want a guided tour. So Dave said, because we had planned on going down on Wednesday anyway, because I have family and we have friends. Dave had family, friends all down there. So we were going to go down on Wednesday, and then I'm going to go to Hancock Fabrics. You know I am, right? And we're going to go to the dam, all those kinds of places. We used to go skiing on the dam and stuff when I was a little kid. Dave's uncle worked there for a while as part of the engineering team, I believe. And anyway, he said, go ahead and buy the guided tour tickets for Thursday. And then we'll go back again on Saturday, which is my birthday, the 11th. And you can spend the whole day there. I cried. Oh, you guys better believe I cried. Best birthday present ever. It is so fantastic. And Dave's actually excited to go. He's gone with me to the museum before, and he enjoys it because he thinks quilts are beautiful art. Thank goodness. So he is going to go with me on the guided tour, and that way he'll learn things that I'll forget to tell him or whatever. And I'm sure they'll have more information that I don't know. But I've met Tula. I've had the privilege of meeting her many years ago, probably 10 years ago. So halfway through her career so far is when I met her. And I have a picture. I look completely different. I was not very long after having had my cancer surgery. So I was wearing a dark wig. I didn't look good. I don't think I look good. Of course, Dave says, honey, you look beautiful the whole time. Anyway, so I have a picture of her and I together. And I'm going to have that with me. But I'm going to do something else. And truly, I'm doing this for me, but I'm going to share it with you guys. Is I am going to be starting a new video series. Now, this video series is going to be a members only video series. I might put a couple of them out in the general videos, but this is mainly going to be a members only series. And I've got the first one will come out either this weekend or Monday. I'm not sure which yet, because I'm still doing some editing, but it is going to be called, are you ready? Threads of Celebration, My Road to Paducah. It's going to be, what I'm doing is I am going through all of my Tula fabric. I just got a whole new box of it today. I am making myself a couple of quilts. I'm designing them myself, so they're not Tula patterns, but they're going to be all Tula fabrics. And so between now and April, that series will just go on and on until then. And you'll get to see it throughout. So it's a whole different way than like my normal videos, more of a storytelling scenario, but you'll get to see me designing and picking fabrics and all that whole process and all of that. So I am thrilled to bring it to you. I'm thrilled to do it. I hope that if any of you are able, that you will head to Paducah sometime between April 3rd and September 15th. Now, if you want to show up on the 11th of April, then we could meet each other because I'll be there on the 11th of April. I'm so excited. Let's see, we've got some comments here. Kathy says, oh, wow, I want to go. Maybe I can get together by then. You know what? Getting into the event, I think if you have to buy a ticket to get into the museum, that's $15. So not horribly expensive. There are tons of really reasonable, nice hotels in the area. We usually stay at a Comfort Suites. The rooms are kind of compact, but they're perfect because what we do in that room is we sleep, we wake up, we shower, and we leave for the day. So they're not horribly expensive. That's usually we stay when we go for our family reunion. So I bet you couldn't. I know you would have to travel there, which is a little more than traveling the about 500 miles that I have to travel, but we're driving down. So, but I'd love to meet you there, Kathy. Yes, Kathy, you are right. It is a fantastic birthday present. I think it's the best birthday present ever from Dave, and he's given me some really good humdinger of birthday presents too. So I'm thrilled, but I wanted to share that with you. Be on the lookout for the video series coming out. If I can get them finished, I'll send you a picture of my Tula sneakers. You have Tula sneakers? I want to see that picture for sure. Don't you guys want to see her Tula sneakers? Let's tell her. Yes, yes, yes. No problem. I go to the quilt show every year. The quilt show. Quilt week. Is that what you're talking about, Sue? You go every year? All right, girlfriend, you and I are getting together because I don't go every year and I need like a quilt week buddy to go to some of these things because I hate dragging Dave to everything and he can't always leave work. So you and I need to talk. Anyway, that's new. And yes, Threads of Pink, my journey to Paducah. I was messing around with a couple titles. How do you like that? I came up with that all by my lonesome. Oh, Sue, yeah, you're right, Kathy. That is fantastic. She goes every year. That's great. All righty, guys. We have been talking. We're moving on now from my Tula stuff, but I'm so excited. I can hardly stand it. I can hardly stand myself. Yeah, I'm really excited to go. You can see I've already got some Tula fabric hanging here. I've already got, that's the new mini quilt for Quilt Lab this month. It's all Tula fabric. I'm just all Tula. So I'm very excited. We've been talking about color this year, guys, right? Ladies, gentlemen. And I've shared with you lots of tools that you can use. Tonight I have a new tool and I have a new free tool for you to download. So let's take a look. So we've talked about not worrying so much about color theory. And I don't believe that you have to truly be stuck into color theory, because I think the idea of choosing things you like and all, if you like it, that's all that matters. I've shown you lots of ways to choose color that you know it's going to be right every time, like the color cubes from Sarah Renee Clark, which is a perfect idea because it gives you that visual picture and then the colors in it and then the shades of the color. And then we've talked about letting nature inspire you. But there's one more, and I use this one, and I've been using this one for a year or two. It's not expensive. I want to say $12 I spent, maybe less. It's called the Ultimate 3-in-1 Color Tool. I got it off Amazon. I put these products I've been telling you about in the notes below, not where you can get, not links, but just what they are in case you wonder. But the thing I like about this is it gives you all the colors from the color wheel. It starts at yellow, which is our highest value color on the color wheel. And it goes all the way through to golden yellow with all the colors in between. And the nice thing is, so we're going to look at the aqua green here for a minute. It gives you all these little numbers, or like the RBG numbers. So the red, blue, green numbers and the other numbers. So like if you wanted to take this and have paint mixed at a local paint shop, you could do that. But the one thing I like is the way it's set up. If I want to say use a reddish pink, maybe an let's say a reddish pink, I could go to the magenta color, and they're close enough together that I could look at these together. Now this is got a plastic screw here. It's not meant to be taken apart, but I bet you could. Whether you could get it back together, I don't know. I've thought about this for some time, putting it on a ring and taking it off of this so I could take the cards apart. But I really love it because it doesn't give you just one color. It gives you all the different values in those color ranges. And on the back of them, it gives you the monochromatic and the analogous colors and the split complementaries and the triadic. All of those are on here. So even if you don't want to get hip deep into the idea of color theory, looking at this on the back would tell you kind of like, you know, these things are going to go together on the wheel because they go together on the wheel this way. So if you're looking for the split triadic at the bottom, it would tell you like where else to look on the wheel for your colors. So inexpensive, something that if you want a good color, I like this far more than the circular wheels that you turn everything. I get very confused by those, but I wanted to show you that. That's one more color tool option. And it is, at this point, it's the one that I use most often. And I got a lot of color card sets. You know, I love using the Sarah Renee Clark Color Cube, and I still use it all the time, especially if I want to get out of my head. And I'm probably going to be using it in my Tula quilts because the picture will give me an idea of colors, and then I can pick Tula colors from her fabrics to put it together for different blocks. So I'm probably going to use it for that. And I still love it. But if I'm just looking at color, just thinking about colors, would this go, would this not? What shade, what hue do I want to use? This is my go-to. And I think it's good for quilters because it gives you the whole gradation here so that when you go to the store, this is also nice. You can just pop it in your handbag or your tote. This is nice because it can help you look at the colors and help the person helping you at the fabric store. But I put together a free download for everybody. So you can just go over to the website, mybuildaquilt.com, and you'll see it right up there. I just loaded it today. It's called the Color Wheel. Aren't I original? Yeah, just the Color Wheel. And so there it is. But the other page is this. It's that same color wheel, but I put all the colors around the sides for you. So you can see this from the most saturated version all the way down to the most desaturated, because when you put white into color and go all the way down, everything ends up in the center as a pure white. And so the most saturated to the most desaturated colors on all of those. And because these are wedges of color, you at least get more than just the main saturated hues at the top. So if you have a binder that you keep like your fussy cut templates and stuff, the other things that I put out there for you to download. Pop it into a plastic sleeve and keep it in there. But better yet, if you have a pin board or a magnet board or anything like that in the area where you quilt, just pop that. So download it, and then when you print it, don't print the cover page, just print page 2, and then pop this up on your board. So like I could just take it, if I can, I have no fingernails on that hand because that's my fretting hand on the guitar, and so I can't have fingernails. It's very sad. I have them on this hand, but I can't have them on this hand anymore. Made me very sad when I had to do that, but you do what you have to when you love to do something, right? So just take it either with a pin or if it's a magnet and pop it up there where you'll see it. And then when you're picking colors, really easy to kind of see what goes together. Really something instantly visual for you. And I know I've been telling you all about these tools, and these tools are great. But just having that in your sewing area, in your notebook or out where you can see it, is going to be really helpful for you to have an instant visual thing to look at to give you those visual color cues. Okay, so that is available now at the website. It is a free download. Knock yourselves out, as I would say. All righty, so that's our color wheel. Now, moving on. Last week, the mini set became available. These are all the same pieces from our big combo set, but in miniature, 1, 1.5, and 2 inches. Those are the 3 sizes that these come in. Of course, I put mine in a binder already, right? So here is I've got it in here. You have the instructions, you have your sheets, you have your coloring sheets, and on this one, on a few of them, like on the half square and quarter square, I gave you multiples. So if you want to print those, cut them out, and then play with them, that would be a great way to play before you cut fabric. I did not do that with the others, but on this one, you have 2 on the flying geese. You have 2. You could cut those apart and do that same idea to help you play before you get out your beautiful fabric and start cutting and then go, oh, what did I just do? This is all wrong. So I did that to try and be helpful. And then, of course, you get all the digital files. Now, I've got a couple samples here to show you. In the video, I put a video out introducing this. And in the how-to video, I show you some small 2-inch pieces, right? But I wanted to show you how easy it is to work with this if you're working with that 1 inch. You guys, I have no dexterity for doing fiddly little hand stitching or just stitching on my sewing machine for small pieces. I've wanted to do true miniature, less than 6-inch size quilts for decades. I've tried twice. I've given up in total exasperation and defeat twice, but not anymore, not with Build A Quilt, because I have a couple samples here for you. But before I show them to you, that I did the segments in the tiny 1 inch. Oh, it was so great. So what I want to share with you though, normally we use a 40 weight thread on our embroidery machine for our normal sized blocks pieces, right? 40 weight is a much thicker thread than we think when you're dealing with tiny pieces of fabric. We want to get as much bulk out of those seams as we can right from the beginning. So I went searching and researching. A 60 weight works great. A 90 weight works great. But I found an 80 weight in that dove gray. And I'm telling you, this sews like silk. It's polyester. I use my regular bobbin in my machine. So if your machine calls for 60 weight thread in your bobbin, use that. If it calls for 90 weight, use that. Those are usually the 2 bobbin weights. Use whatever the manufacturer recommends. I just use white, but I'm using the 80 as my piecing thread, the 80 weight. It's fine, it's thin, it's soft, and it's strong. Because believe me, I gave it like the major pull test to see if my blocks held together. Not a problem in the world. The only thing I will tell you when you use this, and I'm going to bring up this, oops, that's our color wheel. I meant to show you that before. There we go. This is our 80 weight thread that I found. That's this. It's polyester. It's called Wonderfil. It's by Wonderfil, called DecoBob. I have no idea what that means, but it's in dove gray. There is, I think like 2,700 and some odd yards of thread on here. So it's a lot of thread. And you guys, I almost cried the first time I used it. My seam was so soft. You cannot see the thread because it's so thin. So if you're worried about even when you press open and you still see a little thread now and again, which really makes no difference once you quilt it, all is forgiven. But I can't see this at all. It might as well be invisible. So I am going to recommend that you use this thread, especially with the miniature set. But I will tell you that, let me just take this piece off right here. Whoops. It's kind of double clipped on here. On this mini quilt, the Econo mini quilt, Fussy Cat, this is what they're doing in Quilt Lab this month. I used it on this full-size block. Look at how beautiful and soft and flowy the fabric is. And it still has the wash away in it. I don't take the wash away out of my samples. I just leave it in. Keeps it looking a little crisp and nice longer. It turned out beautifully. I absolutely loved it. See. Kathy, do you use DecoBob? Kathy says, I love DecoBob. Kathy, what do you know about this thread, my friend? You let us know in the comments, because I don't know a lot about it except that it is heaven on earth for stitching our Build A Quilt. It really makes, I'm going to reclip this, guys. Give me a sec. It really makes the seams nice and soft, and it's perfect for the minis. I now have a spool of this on the embroidery machine, and I have a spool of it on my sewing machine. So even when I'm sewing my segments together, I'm using this thread, and holy cow, does it make a difference. And I used it today on these minis. Yes, you started using it, with foundation paper piecing and never looked back. What a great idea, Kathy. See, you guys know these things, and I learned from you. That's fantastic. I'm so glad to know that. I made the right decision. I'm so glad. But I love it. From now on, when you see patterns from Build A Quilt, this is the thread that I will recommend. You may, if you have always used the 40 weight on your embroidery machine and a 50 weight, say, on your, you're welcome to continue to do that. I'm not telling you to go out and buy new thread. I'm not telling you, I'm not being sponsored by them at all. But the reason I went with this too is because it was the only one that had the gray. Kathy says I have white, black, dove gray, and cream, and mostly use the gray. Yes, it is fantastic. And so I bought like 4 or 5 spools of this, because after I tried my first one, I just went ahead and ordered, because I'll go through it. I'll probably go through most of those between now and Christmas with all the quilts and stuff that I'm going to be doing. But I absolutely love it. So DecoBob. Let me see if I can get the right one up there. Yeah, there it is. DecoBob by Wonderfil. And I just ordered it off Amazon, because you guys know I don't live close to a place. But it is basically the same exact gray as 0184 Isacord that I love so much. Now, I will tell you, I have a drawer full of that other thread still, because I love it. And I will continue to use it for piecing. Like if I'm doing a 15, 18, 24-inch piece or whatever, bigger segments, I'll continue to use it, because I might as well use what I have. I don't want to waste it, but boy, do I love it. You tried Superior 100 weight, but it's still like the DecoBob better. You know, I think 100 weight for the sewing, Kathy, might be too lightweight, only because I'm worried about the strength. The thinner the thread, I'm worried about that strength. That's why I was a little concerned and just did an experiment on it. But I really gave it the pull test. I sat here and did this with 2 pieces and nothing happened to it. So it is now my thread of choice. I wanted to share that with you. Okay, now do you want to see the, here is just a little 2-color 4-patch. Isn't it dinky and sweet? I just love it. Look at that. Look at how they come together in the middle. I did that, you guys. I'm telling you, I was so chuffed with myself because I could not do this just on the sewing machine. I can't. I don't know why. Maybe it's my eyes. I honestly don't know. But isn't it so dinky and cute? I just love it. So 2-inch total finish because each little square is only 1 inch. So you could do it in 1 inch, 1.5, or 2. So you can upscale. That's the nice thing about our mini set. If you are translating a quilt pattern that you own and there are smaller segments within it, this set will help you then to do that. Thank you, Sue. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, I loved it. When I saw it, I just looked at it and said, oh, it's so dinky. It's like, so like if I had like a doll house, I could do this as like a little doll quilt, just this one little piece. I loved it. Now, wait till you see this one. I'm going to do 2 of them each week. So 2 next week and 2 the week after. Look at this one. A little pinwheel, little 1-inch half square triangles. Isn't that amazing? I'm telling you, I just about freaked out when I saw it. And look at how they all come together in the center. I did that. You can do it too. Every one of you can make your own little bitty blocks now. Isn't that great? So again, the set, if you want to get it, it's over at the website. I'm going to say this. If you have received our little gift certificates in the past for winning a prize or something here on Build a Quilt, you can use it towards this whole set. So the big set is, I think, $60, but this set is $35. So it's about half the price, not quite half, but about half the price. And if you have any of those little certificates, I think it only allows you to put in 1. So if you've got like a $5 or a $10 certificate from me for winning a game or something, you can use it on this. And I know some of you already have, but you love this one, Sue. Yeah, it is adorable, isn't it? And look at how dinky and sweet the wee little pinwheel. I just loved it. So next week I'll do 2 more. Next week I'll probably do the split rail and maybe the quarter or the diamond. And then the final week I'll do the flying geese and the other one. So you can see all of them. But I'm going to do them all in the 1-inch size because I personally really want to make myself a true miniature quilt made with these. I have designed it years ago. I've still got my paper back when I was doing everything by pencil and coloring in with pencils and all of that. I've got all of that put aside. I've dug it out. I'm just trying now to figure out what I have to do with it. But now that I have done these, I can do it. I'm so excited. So I hope you love that, guys. All righty. That was our, is that this one? Nope. It was this one. Okay. So now I need to see where I am on my slides. Sorry. I forgot to name them. So I have to figure out which ones I needed to get. All righty. So now this week we are ready for our second block in our 24 block challenge. So this was the block from week 1. As I've looked at this block over the last couple of weeks, I told you when I did it, it's completely scrappy. I picked a fabric and I used it, whether I loved it, didn't love it. I didn't think about color, hue, nothing. I just used it. The only thing I would have probably done is this one right here, this yellow solid. I probably would have put something else there because it's almost like you can't see it. You really got to strain your eye to see that there. Otherwise, I would leave that one perfectly alone, and I loved how it turned out. You have to have our original Build a Quilt combo basic set. It's all of these, but in 3, 4, and 5-inch sizes, so you can make bigger quilts. It's all over at the website. So you have to have that, and then this layout and information for it is available. It's a free download. And then this is this week's. Are you ready? that is block number 2. Block number 2. And I would love to know what you guys think about on the covers of the patterns and things now. I am trying to do, whoops, not that one. Oh, I did want to show you this first. Let's back up. I got all of those pieces, all 8 of the pieces for those 2 mini blocks I showed you in one 5x7 hooping. All of them, that's them right there. I thought you might want to see that. So you can get lots. If you're using a 5x7 hoop, you're getting lots in there. Sorry about that. I meant to show you that earlier. So now the blue fabric in this picture is the same designer, but it's different than the one I used here because I couldn't find a thumbnail for that one. I could only find it for its cousin, which is this one, because this is the one I had. But this is it. This is the download for you. It gives you the block diagram, the layout, what you need to make, all of that information. That's a free download. It is available over at the website. But this is the block. Now, this block is a little bit interesting because when we look at it, it looks like there's a diamond and a square in the center, doesn't there? There isn't. Trick of the eye. This diamond in a square is created by one square and these 4 quarter square triangles. The white facing inwards ends up making the 4 points on this diamond in a square, and then there's one block. This up here, these 4 corners are solid squares, and then the blue part of the quarter square triangle gives it kind of that arrowish look going out. I wanted to do this one because I'm always telling you that the quarter square triangle, the diamond in a square, those kinds of blocks are great for helping you move your color in a certain direction. That's exactly what happens in this block when we use these quarter square triangles. Depending on how we rotate the color, white going east-west and white going north-south on these, with that center gives us the look of a diamond in a square. But by putting the blue next to this blue block, that's what widens this out and gives us that directional look. That's what these blocks can do for you in your quilting when you're doing your designs. And so I wanted to do this one that way to give you an example. I talk about it a lot, but I don't think I've ever actually shared an actual example with you. This finishes at, I believe it's 9x9. Oh, you can do it 9x9, 12x12, or 15x15, whatever you like, because you're using the segments from the combo set. And you can choose whatever size segments from that set you want to use. So I'm doing my 24 block challenge in the 9x9 size because I'm probably going to end up putting it together as a sampler quilt. You don't have to do that when we're done with our 24 blocks. We are going to talk about layout and stuff like that. So that's coming in the new year when we're finally done with that 24th block. But this is block number 2. Any questions about this one? This fabric, completely scrappy. This fabric is scrappy actually as well. However, these 2 fabrics were from the same collection. I had a small stack of fat quarters that came in a kit during COVID. Did anybody else go like kit wild during COVID? Lord have mercy. That's a whole nother video for me to do for you guys. What to do with all the fabric that you got during COVID and you haven't used yet. But these were 2 quarter square, half square, fat quarters. Gosh, fat quarters that came, and I've never done anything with them. They were just laying randomly in my stash. So I thought, I don't do a lot of blue and white blocks, but I love it. And so I pulled those, and I think this turned out pretty good. This has got like 4 colors in it. The dark blue, a lighter, a mid-tone, and a white. So there's lots of color actually just in that one fabric. And those same colors are repeated in this little floral pattern, but with the white background. So I think if you're someone who loves blue and white quilts, you could have something that looks, you know, somewhat similar to that. You could reverse it. You could do all of this in a, like in the white with the little flowers, and this as the secondary color, and it would look beautiful. The back room at Hancock's is full of kits. Budget teacher. Kathy, you are so right. Kathy says the back room at Hancock Fabrics, if you've never been, that's the big Mecca fabric store down there in Paducah, is full of kits. Budget danger. Yes, indeed. The first time I ever went there, I knew about it. And when I walked in the store, I didn't see, all I saw were the bolts of fabric. And I'm like, yeah, this is a nice big store full of bolts of fabric. I mean, I wasn't, you know, turning it down, but I'm like, where are the kits? And so you have to kind of go down a little hallway a little bit. You don't really like go down, but there's a little ramp you go, and then it like opens up into practically a warehouse full of kits. If you're looking for a specific kit and you can't find it, call them. They may have it because they have a ton of them. I came home from my last trip in Paducah. I won't tell you that I spent $100 on kits alone. Yes, I did. But there were kits I was specifically looking for classes I was going to teach. And so, yeah, I loved it. I go to Hancock's for the kits or the pre-cuts. If you like pre-cuts, they have pre-cuts coming out your ears. It's fantastic. And yeah, it's a budget danger. I learned my first couple of times going to Hancock's that when you go there, you go with a budget. You have like cash in hand. That's what you spend. Otherwise, you might come home and find out that the bank is going to repossess your house because it's really, love that store. Yeah, Sue, it's a fantastic store. And I've known about that store my whole life. I mean, since it first opened. Dave's cousin, she grew up in Paducah. She lives in Georgia now, but she buys all of her fabric there. It's a great place. So when we go down for the Tula scenario, I will go there and I'll do some little videos for you, and you can see, you'll be able to see how crazy it is, but it's great. They have very weird hours at that store though. I will tell you, they're not open on Friday or Saturday, one of those 2 days, but they're open on Sunday and then not Monday. They have a very weird schedule. So before you plan your trip to Hancock's, give yourself a budget and, you know, maybe give yourself a little slush fund on the upper side. Give yourself a budget and look on their website for hours because their hours are weird. The first time we went there, I had forgotten about that. And the store wasn't open the day we went there. We actually extended our trip just so we could go back the next day and I could shop there. But this is this week's. This is block number 2 of our 24 block challenge. Get your download at the website. And if you need, you can get the other things. So here I just wanted to show you. So here is a block and here is, I have the fat square. So these are the 2 segment pieces that you're going to make in this week's block. Quarter square triangle and square. Very easy. This one, simplest block you can make in the world. This one, equally as easy, but the quarter square is made in 2 pieces. It is made 2 triangles like this. And I bet you all know why. It's because otherwise we end up with an interior seam or a Y seam. So you make 2 of them. You just follow the rules like you do for stitching anything else together. The little segment piece that I have out there on that. Go down your stitching line and you can end up, see, perfect little match up right in the center. Very easy because the way it happens is these center pieces will nest for you. All right, everybody. Hey, I didn't go over time. We still have some time. Any questions tonight, you guys? I'd love to answer your questions. Let me show you these again. I'm so proud of my little dinky blocks. Look at those. They're so cute. I was thinking I could even like make these and like stuff them and make like little ornaments for the Christmas tree, like have a whole little quilt Christmas tree in the dining room with just little bitty ornaments that I made from the minis. That would be I think that would be kind of cute. What do you guys think? Alrighty, we do not have a question of the week this week because I didn't think we were going to get through everything. In fact, I'm looking around here to make sure I've gone over everything. It looks like I have. If you are in Quilt Lab, your new piece is out, and we are in week 1. Let me see if I can get this turned around and if you guys can see it. No, hang on. I want to get it for you. I want to show you. We are in our quilt along. This is the main block for the quilt along, for the Quilt Lab quilt along. Isn't it pretty? I really like it. I thought it turned out great. I'm doing mine in holiday colors. You don't have to, but we're in week 1. You had a little bit of homework this week, cutting out all your segments. You get your digital patterns, and the next part, you get your digital pattern, the video, and your next part for week 2 this coming Monday. So that's what you have this coming. Kathy, in this quilt along, you're going to get pieces each week. So this first week, all you need to worry about is getting fabric and getting it cut. And that information, that sheet is available on the members area. There's a video attached to it, like always, with all of that information. The next bit will come out on Monday. You'll get your digital files, and we're going to start making our segments, okay? So that's how that's going to work. And it'll go for a few weeks, and then you'll be kind of let go to finish it up and work on it. And then I'll going to be checking in with you guys throughout each week to see how you're going, see if you have any questions. And if you have questions, I need you to send them to me by Friday mornings, because on Fridays I film the next week's video, and I'm going to do the Q&A in those videos, okay? That's how I'm going to work that for everybody. All right, folks. If you need to contact me for anything, support@sewincommon.com, and I'll get back with you ASAP. I hope that maybe somehow some of us might get to see each other at the Quilt Museum this year in April for Tula. And they've got some other beautiful exhibits down there. When I go, I mean, I'm going specifically this time to see Tula, but I will spend, like that Saturday, I'll spend all day there. I'll practically close the place down just looking at quilts. I look at the tiny stitches, looking at their miniature gallery. Oh, it's one of my favorite places to look. The people that have made the miniatures, they have to have laser eyesight, because some of that stuff is so small, but it's just gorgeous. And then if you need to get your basic set, you want to get your mini set. I know some of you have already gotten your mini set. That's why I wanted to show you this tonight and talk to you about the thread 80 weight Wonderfil DecoBob. It's so good to know that you use it, Kathy. I'm thrilled to know that. But the pattern information, all of that over at the website. The free downloads for the 24 block challenge is there as well. Alrighty, and if you subscribe to the website, you just fill in your name and email at the bottom. It will put you on the mailing list so that when these things come out, I usually send out an email to everybody so you know they're ready, they're out there. You don't have to wait for me to come online to do it or anything like that. If you are new to us tonight, we're so thrilled that you joined us. If you were shy, next time you come, let us know who you are so we can say hello. But please subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe to our channel, like and share our videos. That's how we've grown, because you guys, this week we went over 750,000 subscribers. That's all because of you guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I never thought I'd get past 3,000 or 4,000 when I started this channel, and within 2 and 2/3 years, we're already at 751,000+ subscribers, and I can't thank you enough. I love quilting with all of you, and I love doing it the 21st century way with Build a Quilt. If you need to get a hold of me, of course you can. It's been great to see you guys tonight. I've looked forward to it. I've been busy this week. I've got lots of stuff coming out for us. So just stay tuned. There's lots coming. I hope you have a great week. Now you know what I'm going to tell you. If you're new, you haven't heard this before, but if you have been with us for a while, you can say it with me. We are quilters, and as quilters, we are artists, and together we quilt life beautiful. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.